Hey, welcome to Early Access Control Alpha, Beta, and Abandon. And what we're doing right now is taking a look at Solar System Conflict. Now, this game is a survival-based game, multiplayer, set in a solar system where humans are stranded and they got to get back to Earth by UnexEvo. And it launched in April 2015. The funny thing about this game is actually I've had it sitting in my inventory and I totally forgot I had it. And the backstory, if you can bear with me about this game, was I purchased it back in 2015 right when it launched or whenever I could. And I was really kind of keen on a whole bunch of these indie survivals getting when they were releasing in these kind of games because two reasons. I was busy trying to make my own and I really kind of wanted to compare like what things were really kind of happening there. And I was just kind of into backing indie development because I know how difficult it is and I know the kind of ins and outs about it. And I thought here's a game I can kind of get behind. It's raw, it's rough, and you know what, I think the price was like super cheap. It was like 10, well, it's probably the same price, but so I thought, yeah, I'll totally get into it. And then I started playing it and I'm like, oh wow, this is bad. I don't like this game as you know, as a standpoint from where I'm playing. And I think the developer did his best in the first initial run. And I remember just a community member, we're trying to enjoy it, but there was a couple of things that were problematic with it. And any event, it led to the developer saying they don't have money, they don't have time, and you know they basically don't have the ability to go any further with the game. So they're gonna pull the purchase button. They're gonna leave it up, and yeah, and so they're just not going to sell it anymore. And as much as that was kind of annoying back then, this is pre like refund stage where you could get a refund for a game and all those kind of things. So I think a lot of people were a little bit more bitter back then than they were, you know, whenever. But yeah, the developer at least attempted to do the right thing, and so I think that's why I kind of forgot about it. I thought, hey, Solar System Conflict, it's, you know, they did the right thing. They pulled the purchase button, and there you go. So when I started doing, you know, a lot of the investigation that I've done so far, I came across this game in my inventory, and I looked at it, and I was like, holy crap. And so I remember going onto the forums and posting this, and it never got answered. And so that was last December, or December 2018, yeah. And so it's funny that I forgot about it then, and then I posted that, and I forgot about it again, and now I'm making a video about it because I finally remembered that I actually have it in my inventory, and I don't have to purchase it. So I haven't made a review or anything about it. Well, maybe I have made a review. No, maybe on my other account. Anyways, I'm sorry to digress here. So yeah, the game is what it looks like here. It's not going to be anything spectacular. You're gonna have to kind of bear with me as we kind of jump into it. But yeah, let's knock this one out. Oh, I don't want to buy it again. Holy shit! No. Why does sometimes I don't understand why it's like that. Sometimes I scroll down and there's a play now button. I don't know why it's not always there, and I just got a habit of hitting it. So hopefully the audio isn't insane, and like a lot of these games are already okay. I've already turned it down. Perfect. I'm on ultra. Right on. No. There we go. There won't be any servers available, so we'll create our own. We don't need a password because no one's gonna join me, and we're just gonna get in here and show you the environment. So the game, like, I mean, it's the typical survival building game. Like, they all start the same. It's about the environment you're jumping into and whether or not that appeals to you and the kind of things that you're going to be building and whether or not that appeals to you when you go to buy these games, right? Like, there's the odd chance that you know, people will play any sort of environment. So this is like something you can kill things with. I remember that. It's like a throwing knife. Oh. Perfect. But when you get into them, they all mimic and do the exact same thing, right? They're all you're harvesting, you're building, and you're trying to survive. So it becomes a matter of how well or how far you want to kind of push yourself into these games. And I mean, content gets devoured so quickly when you're in a survival building game, because you're able to pretty much achieve everything initially, and then unless there's something else to do to keep you going in the game, it becomes kind of pointless to log in, and a lot of the player bases kind of evaporate that way, right? And players get mad at the developers for not having content for these kind of games, but it's a catch-22. We as players need to realize that the quicker we burn through the content, it's only going to come back to kind of nip us in the ass, because we just chewed through it way too fast, and it wasn't meant to be that way, right? And this is early access, so I mean, you got to kind of remember that when you're playing these kind of games, especially games like that are in survival genre. They're extremely hard to grow in player base unless it's a really deep survival atmosphere. And you think of a game like Conan Exiles, who have like lore, dungeons, monsters, all that wrapped into an atmosphere where you're building and you're surviving in. And that's how you get longevity. But a lot of these smaller companies, they can't do that, obviously, right? So what's this guy? Oh, he's like a rabbit. Yeah. I don't even know what I've gotten. Oh, I've gotten some meat. So as for the biomes and this kind of stuff in this game, like, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just we're kind of in some weird artifacting going there. Ooh. Yeah, it's irrelevant where I go in this game, because you're just going to be doing the exact same thing. And remember, it's not a let's play. It's to showcase where this game's at and what it's sitting at in a stage of its abandonment, so you get an idea of what you can kind of expect. But by under no means support this game, because something's a little bit off when it gets its purchase button pulled again and then secretly gets relaunched. Yeah. Something's going on. So, yeah, we're going to go in here if we can. Oh, nice. I don't remember ever going in a dungeon. Ooh. Oh, shit. We'll just die. Oh, he's kind of weird and scary. What is this? What is this? Oh, is that a blueprint for something? So it looks like I learned a blueprint of some sort. I mean, as you can see, the developer was really trying, and they had some good things that were kind of happening in this game. But yeah, we fall into that predicament of, like, if you're not being active in your own game and in your own community, then you might as well just pull your game, because you're going to lose its player base anyways, right? So let's not go any further in there, and we'll keep this video down to a decent size. Solar system conflict. Once again, I'm going to try to find out what kind of reignited this kind of this post to relaunch this game. And kind of get hopefully a little closure from the contact that I have on my other account, and we'll kind of see what they have to say, and I'll maybe do a follow-up video. But at this point in time, this is the game that is being resold, and kind of it's like a secret launch for $10.99, and I advise anybody to not buy it, because it's been very much abandoned. And yeah, so that is Solar System Conflicts, and hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and yeah, on to the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.